Hello and welcome back to Swapnil's analysis. I'm Swapnil. Today we are going to talk about a very beautiful, interesting, and lovely short story of O. Henry after 20 years. O. Henry, whose real name was William Sidney Porter, a very famous short story writer of America. And he is loved for his abrupt ending and the suspense element in his short stories. The short story, after 20 years, talks about the friendship between two people, and how time changes to people. Therefore, the title is very appropriate after 20 years. So, as the story commences, it commences with a stroll or the stroll of a patrolling policeman. The policeman, it was around at 10 o'clock, windy, and the streets were not so crowded. So policeman, he was just strolling, he was just walking in his maneuver, in his paradic style, in his manly style on the streets of the New York. And while walking, he was also examining the shut doors of the business shops. And so, as he was walking down on the street, examining the shop's door, he came across a man leaning in the door of a hardware shop, and the area was semi dark. The man, he was holding an unlighted cigar in his mouth. So the policeman, he approached the man, and the man immediately reacted, "No, no, officer, it was all right. I was just waiting for my friend. I was just keeping an appointment which we had made 20 years back." And isn't it surprising? The policeman, he said, "Yes, it is surprising." And the man started informing the policeman that he and his friend, they were grew up here in the New York, but he wanted to achieve something in life, do something big. Therefore, he went to West. And his friend Jimmy Wales, he always liked New York so much. Therefore, he lived in New York. And they had made a promise 20 years back, exactly at 10 o'clock, when they had dined at Big Joe restaurant. They had made that after 20 years we shall meet here again. No matter how far we may be or how far we might have to come, it doesn't matter whether we are successful or not. The policeman, he asked, "Did not you ever correspond with your friend?" Yes, the man informed to the policeman, "Yes, we did correspond, but after a couple of years, we lost the touch. So, for last 18 years, we have not talked with one another. I have not seen my friend, and I am very curious." The policeman said, "It's very strange that people do change in the time." And as they were discussing, the man, he lit the matches, and he was lighting his cigar. And in that match light, the policeman, he saw the face of the man, a square jawed face, a pale face with a scar on below the right eyebrow. The policeman, he took the leave, saying, wishing him best luck, that "I hope your friend he comes up." The man, he said that, "My friend, I know him very well, that he will keep his promise if he's alive on this earth, if he existed on this earth." And he also informed the policeman that he was not going to wait for a whole night. He was just going to give half an hour for his friend, because he had come from a very long distance. And the policeman left. The man, he was smoking his cigar. He was observing the area, how the area had got changed. And Jimmy, means the policeman, he had also informed the man the restaurant where they had dined in was torn down 5 years back, and now there was a new shop of a hardware. So therefore, that man, he was waiting for his friend at the door of the hardware shop, which used to be a restaurant, a Big Joe's restaurant. So He was observing the street, he was observing the night. Night was getting colder, and then he saw a tall man wearing long coat with his collar turned up crossing the street and came directly to the man and addressed him. Oh, is that Bob? Is that Bob? Bob said, Jimmy, are you Jimmy? And the tall man said that it's very nice to meet you. Well. It's been a very long time that we are meeting. And as they were talking, the man told to the tall man that he was really tall. Means when they were young, Jimmy was a shorter one. He said that time changes. And as they were talking, the man who was wearing the coat, who was Jimmy Wales, or pretending to be Jimmy Wales, asked the Bob, let us stroll, let us walk, and to go somewhere else where we could will talk about our life, our achievement. And as they were walking on the street, arm in arm, Bob he started boasting about his achievement. He had worked really hard. He told that I have worked really hard. And the man wearing the coat said that he was in the city department, comfortably set in the city department. Means he had got the government job. He was probably settled in the New York City. And as they were walking, they came to a drugstore which was luminous with the bright light. And in that bright light, they saw one another's face. The man, or the Silky Bob, he immediately freed himself from the arm of the other man and he said, you are not Jimmy Wells. Because I know Jimmy Wells. In 20 years is a time where you can grow a bit, but you cannot change your nose from Roman to a pug. And he said that you are not a Jimmy Wells. I know Jimmy Wells really well. And the man said that Silky Bob, you have been arrested for last 10 minutes. And before I will take you to the police station, here is a note from our petrol man Jimmy Wales. I don't know why did not he did it himself, but he handed me the this note and asked me to give it to you. And the note was that the Jimmy he said that he was right on the time at appointed place, and they also met. But when the Bob he lighted that cigar, he saw the face, he saw the scar, and he immediately recognized that face as the face of a man who was wanted in Chicago. I He said that he could not do it. Therefore, he sent a man with plain clothes. And he also informed Bob that I was there. I kept my appointment. And thus the story ends with this note. The story is about the friendship of two people, and the loyalty. The man, although he was a criminal, but and he did know that if he goes to New York, there is a probable chances that he might be arrested. Still, he takes the risk. Why? Just to keep that promise means he was honest. That is the another part with which O. Henry tries to endeavor, tries to dig upon that. It doesn't matter whether you are criminal, whether you are good or bad person. Honesty is a thing of the character that you will find in Jimmy Wales short stories and in O. Henry's short stories. And Jimmy Wales, he is also honest, loyal with his friend. He could have arrested Bob, who was wanted in Chicago, but because he was a friend and because of his friendship, because of his loyalty, he did not do it. See the characters, read the story very carefully. The characters of Jimmy Wales and the Silky Bob. The story not only talks about friendship, it also talks about loyalty and honesty. It doesn't matter whether you are successful or not, friendship is a different thing. Here, Jimmy Wales, the character of Jimmy Wales, has displayed through his behavior that he saw that it was, and he was means immediately. Now it's open secret that they both were, and Jimmy, he was not only patrolling on that street, he was also there for keep his appointment. Therefore, when he came across that the same door, he saw the man. He was leaning in the hardware shop door, but it was a semi-dark area, so he might not have recognized his friend. But when he lit the match, he saw the face of his friend. But now his friend, when they were 20 years back, they were young, and his friend was a good person. But 20 years is a long time to change any person. Therefore, the title is After 20 Years. This after is very important. Jimmy, he doesn't change into 20 years. But Bob, he wanted success by hook or crook on any condition. Therefore, he changes. He takes a different path for the success. And that is also shown that where he was wearing very costly coats, again the scarf, the diamond pin at the scarf, his diamond plated watch, means he had done it well. He had earned his money by doing wrong things. And Jimmy, he was a very simple policeman, honest policeman, who has not changed in his 20 years. And he had seen the change of the New York City. Therefore, that demolished hotel, where a restaurant where they had their dinner 20 years back, now it had become a hardware shop. Means this also shown the change in the society. But Jimmy, he remains loyal, he remains honest, and therefore, these honest people, or the people who are really very honest, the government jobs is the only way where they can make their progress. Otherwise, in any other private institution or any other business, it would be really hard for them to get progress. And these are the two different characters. This is not a mere short story. Study the characters, and the most important and common thread between them, that is the loyalty, honesty, and their friendship. They both were there to keep their word. What do you think about the short story? What is your own opinion about the short story? Do write in the comment box, and thank you for watching.